Hello and good morning. Welcome to day 9. So, well done. You're doing really, really well if you're following me, because I had planned on these being 10-minute videos and they're working out they're about 15 minutes with my talking. So I'll have to add that in the description for you guys. But the videos, the actual meditation, you can go over them and you can do the meditations at a shorter time. And as I say, if we're doing a longer one and you just do those 3 minutes, don't be upset if you haven't watched it all or you haven't been concentrating or focusing for that whole amount of time. It's something to build up to. This is for those that are beginners as well as advanced, so I'm trying to cover a greater scale for those that want to get back into their practice, as well as those that have never meditated before, and give you other tools. And you might have meditated but never thought about these things before, and different way of doing things, a different perspective. And as always, with anything that I say, what resonates with you, take away. What doesn't, then don't. You don't have to listen. Just as that's say, take it with a pinch of salt. Whatever's for you is meant to be for you in this now moment, and that might be relevant to you right now, but it might not be relevant to you until for another 6 months or another 5 years, and you might look back and think, oh, that's what that girl said. Yeah, that makes sense. Depending on where we are in our life experience, in our perception, both culturally and emotionally, and just the way we are in general. So there's a couple of things I want to say. Saturn is now direct. As I was saying, it was going direct. You were feeling it coming in the end of the retro yesterday, and we did that lovely visualization. I was talking about how to use journal prompts, so I want to do a little bit on this where we will be reflecting and how to reflect, because this week it's a really powerful week. So I'm going to mention the astrology. We've got Saturn, as I said, going direct. On Thursday, we've got the full moon, which is what we call a blue moon because it's the first of 2 in October. We're obviously shifting to the next month. We've got that moon in particular is Aries, and this start of this last bit of Saturn being direct between now and I think it's sometime in November, I'm not quite sure of the date, I'm still learning, I'm not an astrologer, but I do like to know how we are influenced by these planets, as I've mentioned, and this is causing you to perhaps look back, because this started sort of 3 years ago. Over the last 3 years, what it is important. The next time this alignment is in place will be 2050. So in the next few months, you might be asked to make, traditionally this is the meaning, big decisions. So I want you to be able to have a tool to help you if you need to. And this is something I use myself, connecting to heart, I call it. Or connecting to your authentic self, just going into our heart. I've heard it called freeze frame by Heart Math. I've heard it called lots of other things, but basically we're going to connect to ourselves and how we feel. Because people say to me, I don't know, how do I know? I've thought about it. I've got a dilemma, big decision. They come to me and they want a reading done. What I like to do is turn it around. I do the reading, of course, but I say to them, but you can do this yourself. This is what you need to do. You need to connect to your heart space. And we're going to do that with how to pose a question. So if you have a pen and paper, if you don't worry. This is my journal, my Soul Speak journal, and where I write my notes on anything to do with my transformation and my own alignments. So I write down various things. I'll give you an example. This is all the stuff with Matisse. There's lots of it. I'm doing it daily, so I'm trying to find one of my normal posts. Well, I've got questions, for example, here to pose to myself. Where's they gone? Oh well. In what part of that? Oh, that's the digestion system. Am I? But you need the concepts of that. That's not really going to be relevant for you. Okay, let's pick one of these. or if you've got a question yourself, then with any dilemma, or anything that gets shined a light on over the next few days. What is the way in which I express? Do I express your emotions? Do you hold them all in? What do I close off? What's my way of expressing, and how do you communicate those expressions? That's one of the questions that Matisse, we were working through in our alignments. So we've been going through, and we're going to be asking ourselves throughout, separate from the alignments, for our own if we wanted, and I've been doing that. You might have your own questions. Maybe it's, shall I take this job? Am I in the right relationship? The biggies I'm on about, because this time will bring up big decisions for us with regards to relationships, regards to work, because we've got Capricorn and paired with Saturn, thinking about work and all business. But Capricorn has another side to them. They're very loyal. They're being a Capricorn myself, appear hardworking. All work and no play is that expression. But I myself have been shining a light on that, as I've mentioned, I think, to you guys, putting family first, that work-life balance, having that. What is important to you? I put in my post, shall I read it to you? Let's see if I got it up here. These were the questions that I've asked people, so maybe you can ask some of these if you're not sure. I put Saturn moves direct. Whether you are uncertain and feeling doubts right now, or feeling a renewed empowerment with this energy, Saturn will influence you in this powerful week ahead and end to September. So wherever you're viewing this in this now moment, this may be relevant to you in your life. If it's not right in this moment, and whenever you're viewing it, things always come up for us when we are in, or when we need to hear them. The universe gives us what we need and supports us. Ask yourself what's important, and do you value, what do you value, and what does success really mean? When I was talking about business, is it business success? Is it success with family, relationships? What does it mean to you? And it can be different. There's no right or wrong. The Capricorn influences of hardworking aspect may mean action, but be sure in your process. This is why I want to use this for the meditation. I wouldn't normally do this, but because I was working on this last night, I feel this is important for you guys to know. If you're following through with me this week, this may help you. What is limiting you? And are you in alignment with what you want? Now, putting the 3 years into perspective, with Capricorn, Saturn's last time together until 2050, and Jupiter direct, they see him as masculine, the timekeeper. It's the importance of decisions and soul contracts. So these may be things that are coming up from previous lifetimes, or what you're meant to be here. When I say your purpose, which is what I help people to do, that's what I mean. Why you're here? Why did your soul bring you here? Chiron, which is a asteroid, is going to be closest to the Earth in the next few days. So Chiron and the full moon on the 1st paired means it's time to be honest with yourself. It's like a mirror is reflecting a light and shining on all of the things that need to be revealed in our lives and the world. Venus showing that loving, compassionate, kindness, nurturing, feminine, the divine feminine coming in, which is becoming more and more as we go out of that masculine energy. But we want the balance. We want that aspect coming in, but we want the balance. We still don't want to go too far the other way. We want it to balance. So how do we balance that? And significant time in our lives for change in relationships, time to be your most authentic, I've meant to put selves, but anyway, my love and blessings. So that's what I shared and wrote last night, and what came through with soul and with what I was reading. And I think for you guys, this is important too. Oh, I've lost you. Are you still there? Yes, we're still there. So sorry for the rambling for the last 10 minutes, but I think this is important for you to have some time of reflect, and how you use reflect with meditation practice. So You don't have to close your eyes. If you just want to have this time to journal, you can set this time to answer those questions, maybe rewind, go back over them, and have some time. Maybe if you've got a question that you've got for yourself. But this is how you connect. I'm literally going to do what I do when I do my soul speak. So I close my eyes, and I know it takes practice, but you can do this utilizing what we've done before with the senses. So I put my hands over my heart, because that's the moment I do that, that tells the brain I'm in awareness of that part of my body, connecting to the physical aspect of that pulsing of my heart and that resonance, which is the dial. So I'm then connecting through my third eye to my heart, and we like to also, because to be grounded we need to then connect to the genitals, the root chakra. We're ground like the free, because of the creation of life. When what we're creating, we need the balance. This often gets forgotten and no one wants to talk about it. This is the aspect of the Kundalini, especially in the spiritual realms, because they think of heaven, of all being up there, and we don't like to talk about down there, but we need that. It's the most spiritual act on earth to create life, and we come together to do that in co-creation. So that's where the aspects of the free again coming in, that came up in the reading. The card, actually, I think it's down here. Oh, a crystal. Just going to show you. Oh, where's the camera? A beautiful angel card that I pulled yesterday. So, aspect of time, past, present, and future. So, in this present moment, put your hands over your heart. Okay. And breathe. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Think about waves. Waves of the shores of time. I like that, the romance of that. Maybe giving yourself that image of you standing on a shore, listening to the sound of your breath, mimicking the sound of the waves in and out. In this safe space, in this part of you internalizing, feeling that presence of yourself, of your mind, of your awareness, your consciousness. We'll go into a little bit more physics later date, but just feel your heart, feel it beating and pulsing, connecting to your life force, your internal dial, and ask yourself, what is important? What's important for me? And just don't fight it, don't start overthinking it. After you've asked the question, just go back to the breathing. And just be still and listen. And what comes up for you? For example, for me, my family, happiness, joy, spending time with the cats, little things like that. And I'm sure that's simple things that will come back. But if nothing comes back for you, don't panic. Just let it be. You can always, it may come to you later. But pose the questions and the answers will appear. Maybe not in this now moment, but they will appear. And this week, it's a good time to do that. So if you just want me, while you're in this space, to read those questions through again. Yes, okay. So, what do you value? What does success mean to you? is your purpose? Repeat the question in your head. What is my purpose? Are you in alignment with what you want? Okay. Just breathing into it and making notes of any answers that come up. And when you're ready, you may want to spend a little bit longer. But I want to bring you back. You can go over this, you could pause this and just ask the question, remember, and then stillness and listen. Don't judge what comes up either. Really important. Just make a note. You may be surprised at what comes up. But that's the point. We're shining those lights. Utilise what we have, because the full moon is a time for release. So on Thursday we will do a little mini releasing ceremony, and those that you want to join me, I will be doing one for my members. I will give you guys that have taken part as a thank you for being part of this 30-day challenge. You will have access to that for the duration of the challenge. So thank you for your time. Thank you for taking the time now this morning. No, it's a very different kind of meditation challenge. I'm sure you're thinking, this isn't what I expected. Oh, good. I like to kind of push the limits. Hopefully, I've not pushed you too far. Just a little enough. And that doesn't mean that you can't take away what is relevant for you, for starters. Do what's relevant for you. Don't panic about catching up. Now you're registered. If you're watching this in this now moment and you're following the days, you've done it. Well done. And thank you for being here. And if you are watching this on the member site on Patreon later on, thank you for your patronage. I appreciate the help and the faith in me. I'm very, very grateful. So I will try to do my best to give you as much value as I can from my most authentic self. That's what's important to me. That's one of my values, to help and to share this message of love, compassion and gratitude. And I hope I'm doing that each day in these videos. And I am imploring to you how important this is to lead a happier, more purpose, fulfilled, coherent life. My love and blessings. Have a fabulous transformational Tuesday. Another reason we did the questions. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you missed it, Meditation Monday is live on the YouTube channel also. Grab it, stick it on, bubble bath going, little bit of you time. Anyway.